It's been an amazing career for Paramore, and we have little information about what could come next, but fans at this point are definitely concerned with some recent statements made by Paramore, as well as the fact that they deleted their website and wiped all of their social media accounts. And then you look at the band's past history, which I'm going to go into as well, where it seems like releases and new music and even tours are becoming less and less frequent. So Paramore, again, Hayley Williams, one of the best singers and songwriters in rock music. This group has constantly reinvented themselves, dating back to their formation. Of course, they started out really as a tried and true hard rock band. Their album Riot is something that's in regular rotation for me to this day. Just immaculate songwriting. This is the band that wrote the song Decode, which if you put that on pretty much anywhere, it's just an over-the-top banger. And in recent albums, though, they've really evolved their sound into a much different space than your typical hard rock band. And I think that's okay. And I think a lot of longtime Paramore fans like their current sound. Their latest record, This Is Why, was a big success for them, as expected. Their tour was wildly successful. But we don't really know what's next for Paramore, and they have always been a wild card band that's going to do what they want to do. And they're going to stay true to themselves and take care of themselves, as they reiterated in that recent interview. The band was originally formed in Franklin, Tennessee back in 2004. They released that debut album, All We Know Is Falling. This was the record that really got them their start. And then, in 2007, when they released Riot, it was just off to the races. That record was a breakout success for them. Misery Business. Pretty much every song on that album at this point is a hit song for them. From there, you see a shocking development around 2010, really at the peak of their fame, where the band went ahead and parted ways with the Farrow brothers, Josh and Zach, and there was kind of a warring of words at that time. This is where you saw the album releases becoming sort of fewer and far between. You had the release of Brand New Eyes, which was also a fantastic record, in 2009, and they wouldn't release another album until 2013. You had Hayley Williams kind of in 2014-ish to 2016 dabbling in the pop world. She was featured on some very big tracks. She did Stay the Night with Zedd. She did that song Airplanes with B.O.B., which I thought was amazing as well. And so Paramore, after they released their self-titled record, which was a smash hit for them, they went on another hiatus. And so it was during that hiatus as well that the band had a legal dispute with their bassist, Jeremy Davis. And this was another rocky issue for the band. Paramore would subsequently return in 2017 with their album After Laughter, which was the notable return of Zach Farrow, who again departed the band back around 2010. After Laughter, great record. You also have the This Is Why album. You had this significant lapse of time between After Laughter and This Is Why, which was released earlier this year. You had After Laughter came out in 2017. So that's, let me do some finger math here, 18, 19, 21, 6-year difference. So that's significant, and it's not looking very optimistic that we're going to get any new Paramore music in the near future, based on two things. The fact that they wiped all their socials and deleted their website, which in some cases is an indicator of new music being right around the corner. But in the case of Paramore, that does not seem likely, and this is why. So you have Paramore in an interview with Uproxx, which they spotlighted on their socials as well. You had a note, an excerpt from the interview, a point that I guess they wanted to get across in this interview that they eventually re-uploaded to their Instagram story. And it says, and I quote, "Now that Paramore has spent the year touring behind This Is Why and making sure to take better care of themselves while they're at it, a chapter of the band's career has come to a close. They've now fulfilled all label obligations and are effectively free agents. As for the future of Paramore, all three members agreed that there's a level of uncertainty." So what does that mean? And also, I'd imagine there's going to be some sort of a bidding war for Paramore, considering how much of a global phenomenon they are. How much do they want to tour? How much do they need to tour? I imagine They've made a great deal of money. I'm not saying that this is a money thing for them, but Hayley Williams is very much a mindful person. She just seems like a person who's always done a good job of not letting the music industry control her life and instead doing things on her own terms, which I really respect. I'll tell you what, the selfish Paramore fan in me would love for them to do a hard rock record again that, sounds more in line with what we heard on Riot, Brand New Eyes, All We Know Is Falling. But either way, I've always looked forward to what they do. I find it interesting. And even though their last couple of records haven't been, that true to form hard rock, and they haven't been my favorite records, there were still some really enjoyable moments for me on there, and it's not even really my thing. Just because it's not my thing doesn't mean it's not somebody else's thing or a lot of people's thing. But even I got some enjoyment out of their record, This Is Why. There were some really, really powerful songs on there that I really enjoyed. So, folks, I just want to hear, for those of you out there that have followed Paramore over the years like I have, what do you make of this? It seems like Paramore is definitely not a band that bluffs. They're not going to really bullshit you. If they're not going to be around for a while, they're going to tell you straight up. And there's not a lot of marketing tricks with Hayley Williams where, she'll just tell you, I'm getting off of social media and I'll see you when I see you. And she's pretty much kept her word with the fans. So I imagine it looks like we're probably not going to get new music from Paramore. And when they put those tickets on sale, you got to catch them while you can, because they're not going to do that 2-year cycle. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you think. I hope everybody had a great holiday. Merry Christmas to you all, to those that celebrate, and Happy New Year's. This will be one of the last videos. We're redoing the whole set, and I'm excited for you to see what 2024 will bring. We got some big plans in the works. Take care, everybody.